I'm gonna start selling butthole pics on only because this right here is not worth it.
I almost went back on my word yesterday. I got this thing where I do not date women I work with.
Stop messaging women during work hours, okay? They're using it as a chat buddy. They don't care about you. They want you.
Since the Me Too movement, we've had plenty of men who started ignoring women at work.
Why do attractive women never take accountability?
What's going on with the men? What's going on? Like, where is the, hey, I would love to take you out?
70% men, 30% women. The women get hit on all the time. And in those cases, the men just act like there are no women there.
The saying goes, don't mix up pleasure with work. It messes up with your money. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Is this a thing? Because if so, I've been wasting some damn good eye flirting on some men who will not ask me out.
I swear to God, I'm gonna start selling butthole pics on only. I swear to God, because this right here is not worth it. You know what would be worth it? Selling my pee to some old creepy dude for 15 grand on would be worth it.
You need help.
I am not a feminist, especially if being feminist means that women should be treated equal to men. I do not believe that. I think that men and women are different, and while we should be treated equitably, we are not equal. Also, if feminism means taking out my own garbage, pulling out my own chair, I'm not interested.
So I used to work with all men, and people would always be like, oh, you must get hit on all the time if you work with all men. But what I had to explain was that actually in settings where it's like 70% men, 30% women, the women get hit on all the time. But in this case, I was literally the only woman on a 20-person team. And in those cases, the men just act like there are no women there and they ignore you. At least that's what I told myself.
As mentioned earlier, since the Me Too movement, a lot of men have been deliberately keeping their distance from women in the workplace, and for good reasons. Many men have grown fearful of being misunderstood, falsely accused, or having their actions taken out of context. Something as simple as a compliment, a friendly conversation, or even offering mentorship can now feel like walking on eggshells. So instead of risking their careers or reputations, many men have chosen to avoid unnecessary interactions altogether. They won't schedule one-on-one meetings, avoid being alone in the same room, and steer clear of any behavior that could be misinterpreted. It's not always out of malice or bitterness. It's self-preservation in a climate where due process can be overshadowed by public opinion. This has created a chilling effect. Communication is strained, collaboration suffers, and professional growth, especially for women who genuinely want guidance or mentorship, can be stunted.
Anybody want to talk to me? Anyone want to speak? Okay.
I'm going to fuck home. Yeah. Fuck this. I'm done.
So strong.
Exhausted, but I'm good. Thank you.
Good.
Bro made a mistake. He should have told her you have a pretty face, so she would put a brown bag over her face and come to work. But take it in how the man controls her hairstyle either way. She's doing the opposite for him. He's living in her head rent-free. You can't be complimenting women at work. They're gonna make fake harassment cases because that's all they're good at. Straight to HR. Most of HR is made up of women. You're double screwed then. Gonna get your bumma fired. Man, don't lose your job over threes acting all that. It's not worth it.
I agree. Especially today, men need to be extremely careful, particularly when it comes to complimenting women at work. One compliment, even if it's harmless or well-intentioned, can get you sent straight to HR, depending on how she feels in that moment. And that's the key word, feels. It doesn't necessarily have to be inappropriate or out of line. If it made her uncomfortable, that alone can trigger an investigation. It's no longer about what was said. It's about how it was perceived. And perceptions are subjective. And let's be real, in today's climate, some women can and do make fake harassment claims. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, the damage is devastating. A man can lose his job, his reputation, and his entire career over something that never even happened. And even if he's proven innocent later, the stain never fully goes away. People will always remember the accusation, not the outcome.
Hi, could I have your number? After the compliment, like, what's really going on? Like, I'm waiting for my king, and it's like, okay, the king is commenting, but he ain't following up with the actions. Like, what's going on?
What just came out was that nurses and doctors are more likely to cheat on their spouses than like athletes or actresses or singers.
You're saying that someone then should not date a nurse or a doctor?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying what this report came out and said.
I just read the craziest FBI statistic. And to be honest, ladies, you're not going to like it. And gentlemen, you've pretty much been right the whole time. So oftentimes women go, oh, I hate when a guy tells me what to do. Why does my boyfriend not want me to have male friends? Well, because according to the FBI, you have a 400% increased likelihood of being a cheater. As a matter of fact, the likelihood of a woman with male friends cheating is almost 100%. There's almost a 100% likelihood if a woman has male best friends and is adamant about it, that she is bound to cheat on her man. Now that is a crazy stat coming out of the FBI, and I will tell you this, you might as well share this because that is fucking crazy.
It's not like men didn't already know this. If anything, this just proves that men's instincts were always right. For years, guys have been called insecure, controlling, or toxic for questioning their girl's male best friend. But let's be honest, the reality is, in a lot of cases, that best friend is just a backup plan, or worse, already the main event behind the scenes. Plenty of guys have had to find out the hard way. They trusted her, ignored the red flags, let her keep that friendship, only to get blindsided when the truth came out. And now, with more data coming out, including FBI reports and psychological studies, we're seeing exactly what men have been saying all along. Women who are in relationships and still keep a male best friend often have or are sleeping with him. And you know what? It's not even always about sex. Sometimes it's the emotional cheating that's even worse. She vents to him, leans on him, shares things with him she doesn't even share with her man, all while claiming we're just friends. But deep down, she knows what she's doing.
Hey dummies, stop messaging women during work hours, okay? They're using it as a chat buddy. They don't care about you. They want your entertainment, attention. Oh, make me feel good. Oh, I'm having a rough day. Oh, sweetie, what's wrong? They're using you, you bunch of dorks. Don't talk to a woman unless it's in her free time. If she's not talking to you in her free time, she doesn't care about you. You're just being used. Prove me wrong, ladies. Prove me wrong, ladies.
And I feel like we need to bring back the term woo. Now, wooing is to actually do things that, you know, a woman likes, to entice her, to invite her to places that you will enjoy and she will enjoy. Nowadays, guys are bringing to the quote-unquote metaphorical table that I'm going to be around. If you need someone to cuddle up with, I'll be here. If you need someone to talk to, I'll be here. But when we're talking about the romantic side of a relationship, for some people, the romance is alive and kicking, okay? For others, it is very much dead. They are very much in a state in their relationship where it's just pure servitude. And I'm not talking to one another. I'm talking about existing in life. So you have the couple that live together and seem like everything's cushy, but inside that home, he goes to work, she goes to work, they pay their bills, they come back, they watch TV, they might get the odd takeaway, have a little time in the bedroom, and then that's it. That's the relationship. There is no romance. When we start seeing romance again, I feel like the dating game will change.
This POV that men don't like women just isn't true. What people fail to understand is that men are tired, not hateful. There's a big difference. Men aren't walking away from women because they dislike them. They're walking away from the unrealistic expectations, entitlement, and lack of reciprocity they constantly face in today's dating scene. And let's be real, in this generation, that old school idea of wooing women just doesn't work anymore. You can't bring back traditional romance in a modern world where so many women are still operating with modern mindsets. Nothing's changed. You can buy the flowers, plan the thoughtful date, pull out the chair, and still be left on red the next day because someone else took her on a yacht or flew her out. Romance isn't dead because men stopped being romantic. It's dead because most women don't value it, unless it comes with a high price tag. It's no longer about the connection, it's about the experience.
Who cheats more, men or women?
I would say nowadays you can see probably equally on both sides. So I don't think there's more prevalence of one over the other. I think sometimes when men cheat, it's frowned upon more than it is on women.
Okay. Why do you say that?
I think we just think that men are just more like womanizers, like they've always been, like even in like Hispanic culture, machistas, like stuff like that. So I think like whenever it's a guy doing it, sometimes it's just frowned upon more.
Right.
And you don't really hear about the women doing it a lot, but I think it does happen as equally as both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're telling me you're gonna love a man who does nothing for you, but you don't love money?
Well, this sounds like it'll be wholesome.
You don't love the job that actually puts food on the table for you?
Well, let's be very honest here. A person is very lucky, actually, if they indeed do love their job. A lot of people just work because they have to.
But you're gonna love a man that does nothing and drags you to the depths of hell?
Why would any person want to be with a person, man or woman, that would put them through that? No one should have to put up with that nonsense.
Have some fucking dignity. Go and fall in love with money. At least it does things for you.
Did they really just say, have some dignity and go fall in love with money? I love it when people use words and they don't actually know the true meaning of it, because dignity actually means having love and respect for oneself, being worthy of honor and respect. And I can't think of a single dignified person that would actually go so far as to be in love with money. Money is just an inanimate object, and let's be very clear, it can't actually do anything for you. It allows you, however, to do stuff for yourself as well as for others. And the only individuals that I actually have come into contact with that are in love with money are very shallow and miserly, and that is not the type of person that another one should try to emulate.
The worst advice always seems to come from single women, and it's usually the loudest ones with no successful relationships in sight. Now she's out here telling other women to fall in love with money because money does things for you, as if a man adds nothing to a woman's life beyond a credit card swipe. Let's call it what it is. This is emotional manipulation dressed up as empowerment. It's this twisted mindset that tells women to view relationships as business transactions, not partnerships. And what she's really doing is pushing women to prioritize things over people, status over substance. What she's really saying is, don't value a man unless he's funding your lifestyle. Forget his character. Forget how he treats you. Forget building something real. Just use him. And when he stops giving, replace him. That's the message. And sadly, a lot of women are buying into it because it sounds empowering, but it leaves them empty and alone in the long run.
But how does a man know? So it's basically, a man's not going to know that till he goes through. So my thing is to men is, men, stop. We need to, I keep saying it's 2023, right? And the reason I keep saying it is because it's very dangerous for us men as single men. We need to protect ourselves at all times. You saw what's happened with the Russell Brand scenario as well. Yeah. Like, men, women need to outline it and make it intentions very, very, very clear to you. So a woman can look at you, she can smile at you, she can drop something, there's subtle things that you
body
women,
language,
yeah,
for example, indication, eye contact.
You come in,
but
a lot of guys don't know those things.
But you lean,
yeah, they do. It's
okay, so you lean in a little bit, and I come the rest of the way.
Exactly. But a lot of guys don't know those things. Hold on, that only comes for experienced men.
I am so heated. Okay. I made a video the other day about being in my 40s and how I have no desire to date, and just give me the biggest ick right now. And I've been loving all the comments that all of you are sharing. I feel seen. I feel validated. I've realized that there are men commenting on this post. Like, since I've hit my 40s, I don't have any desire to date. No, bro. We are not the same. We're not the same. You're apples, I'm orange. You're apples and I'm caviar. Men choosing not to date in their 40s is different than women choosing not to date in their 40s. I'm so heated that I'm shaking the camera. But the audacity of a man to come into that comment section, to come into that space, it just goes to show, 1, they really want to be like us. 2, they're so delusional. I can only speak for myself. The reason why I no longer want to date men right now in my life is because y'all don't even have it together. I'm tired of it. You don't know how to communicate. You don't understand how to respect my boundaries. You don't know how to go to therapy. The list goes on and on and on. And we are not the same. Also, in that post, I talk about hitting your 40s and being perimenopausal. That's where I'm at. And there is an alchemical shift that occurs in women and people with uterus that occurs during perimenopause as we transition into menopause. Because in East Asian medicine, postmenopause is an incredible time where we call it the second spring. It's an era of new beginnings. In order to have those new beginnings, we have to go through this initiation process. That is the beauty of our essence. Men don't have that. You all go through your own spiritual journey, although, to be honest, a lot of you are not choosing to take that initiation, but it's not the same. You don't grow up in a world that conditions you to center the other gender, that conditions you to consistently abandon yourself, to make the other gender feel comfortable and nurtured, heard and seen. No, we are not the same because we're not the same. We're not. Oh my God, I am so heated. Okay, bye.
I agree. We are not the same. The idea that men in their 40s are out here trying to act like women in their 40s is not only ridiculous, it's completely delusional. A lot of men at that stage in life aren't even chasing women anymore. They're focused on peace, purpose, and protecting their energy. Many have been through enough. The heartbreak, the drama, the games, and they're done playing. And let's be honest, if you keep ending up with emotionally unavailable men, that's not just bad luck. That's your pattern. If every relationship you enter turns out the same way, the common denominator isn't the men, it's you. You're choosing the same type of guy over and over again. Men in their 40s aren't competing with women in their 40s. They're just moving differently.